What's up, everybody? It's your boy AJ Trip coming at you with another reaction video. If my voice is low, it's because of doing this at nighttime. It's 12:41 here in Chicago. That's midnight. That's after, so trying to keep it down a little bit. But want to do some videos, get some of these videos out. So let's go ahead and let's check out the 25 most brilliant criminals in history. This is from our good friends over at List 25. Does excellent work. Let's check it out.
Rather than using their powers for good, genius criminal minds spend their time figuring out how to pull off the most perfect crimes in history. Keep in mind, we're not honoring the brilliance of these criminal masterminds. We're just acknowledging that brilliance can be used for evil as well as good. I'm Mike with List 25, and these are the 25 most brilliant criminals in history. 25. Albert Spaghiari. A high-profile French bank robber, Albert was notoriously clever. When he did finally get caught, he escaped by handing the judge a fake piece of evidence and jumping out the window onto a waiting motorcycle. He remained at large until his death from throat cancer. An unknown person dumped Albert's body on his mother's lawn. 24. Carlo Gambino. With a PhD in statistics and probability, Carlo is possibly one of the most educated thieves on this list. He's also one of the most prolific bank robbers in U.S. history, having robbed more than 50 banks over the course of 30 years. He was caught in 2002 after several boys playing near a drainage ditch stumbled across his cache of weapons, maps, equipment. Police were eventually led to Carl's door. 23. Jonathan Wild. Jonathan was a popular figure in the London underworld in the 1700s. He posed as a vigilante crime fighter who was in fact in on the crimes and would quite often get a cut of the profit. His public image eventually suffered, however, and he was hung at the gallows. 22. J.D. McMahon. McMahon swindled investors out of their money when he told them that he was building a skyscraper. In the blueprints, he replaced all the feet with inches. J.D. then managed to escape justice because, in his defense, he claimed that he never actually said the building would be 480 feet. It was only 480 inches. To this day, the world's littlest skyscraper stands in Wichita Falls, Texas. 21. Victor Lustig. Ironically enough, Victor's last name means funny in German, which is appropriate because one of his boldest cons was to sell the Eiffel Tower. Twice. 20. Gerald Blanchard. Gerald has been described by Canadian police as being the country's most sophisticated criminal mastermind ever. In perhaps his biggest crime, he parachuted into the Schönbrunn Palace in Vienna and stole the star of Empress Sissi, one of Austria's crown jewels, by replacing it with a fake. After serving time in Canada, he's now started a new career as a security consultant. 19. Eugene Francois Wittig. This French criminal turned lawman has been the subject of much public fascination since the 1800s. Not only was he one of the most creative criminals in France, he eventually became a police informant and even helped start the French police department. He's also often regarded as the first private detective. 18. Jeffrey Allen Manchester. Known as the Toys R Us Bandit, Jeffrey escaped from prison and hid out in a Toys R Us for several months, all while posing as a faithful member of the local church. He even got a girlfriend from the congregation and handed out toys to children. From the toy store, of course. After planning another robbery, however, local police were alerted and his girlfriend ended up turning him in. 17. Anthony Curcio. Now a public speaker, Anthony gained national attention in 2008 as the Craigslist robber. When planning his heist at the Bank of America, Anthony put out an ad on Craigslist asking for construction workers. The ad instructed the workers to meet near the bank right around the time of the robbery. Anthony then robbed the bank and fled wearing the exact same construction clothes, which left the police with a confused group of construction workers. He would have gotten away with it had it not been for a local homeless man who saw the whole thing. 16. The Pink Panthers. This is the name given by Interpol to a band of Balkan criminals who are responsible for some of the craziest heists in history. In fact, some of their crimes have even been called art. Basically, imagine the Italian Job meets Ocean's 11 in real life. 15. Hassan and Abbas O. Due to German privacy laws, we don't know their last name, but this isn't all that German law protects them from. After robbing the Kaufhaus des Westens, Europe's second largest department store, they accidentally left behind a single glove. DNA sampling led investigators to the pair of identical twins, but in Germany, each person must be individually convicted. Since police couldn't determine which brother's DNA was on the glove, and neither brother was willing to talk, the police were forced to let both go free. According to Der Spiegel, it was the perfect crime.
Yep.
14. Carlo Gambino.
That might have been
the Godfather himself. He ran the New York mob scene for several years, yet this famous and highly elusive Italian-American mobster never spent a single day in prison, despite the government's best efforts. 13. Bernard Madoff. Bernie probably doesn't need an introduction. He's the most notorious fraudster in recent memory. His Ponzi scheme is the largest financial fraud in U.S. history, to the tune of over $64 billion. 12. Ching Shi. Ching was one of the most prominent pirates in Asia during the 1800s. She commanded several hundred ships with nearly 40,000 men, and was known to challenge entire empires, British, Portuguese, Qing. She was also one of the few pirates to retire, and is considered one of the most legendary and powerful pirates in history. 11. Natwarlal. His full name was Midilesh Kumar Srivastava, and he was a famous Indian con man known for having sold both the Taj Mahal and the House of Parliament not once, not twice, but repeatedly. By the time of his death, which remains uncertain, he was wanted in more than 100 cases of forgery and identity theft. 10. Adam Worth. Known as the Napoleon of crime, Adam was the most notorious safecracker and bank robber in the Northeast during the mid-1800s. He then sailed to England and masqueraded as a wealthy gentleman in order to evade the law. He was eventually caught in Belgium. 9. Tom Horn. Tom was a man of many talents. His career spanned everything from Army Scout to lawman. His most notorious profession, though? Outlaw. And even though he wasn't as well known as Jesse James or Billy the Kid, Tom made a name for himself in the violence department. He was eventually executed by hanging. 8. The Banco Central heist. Apart from when Saddam Hussein stole $1 billion from the Central Bank of Iraq, this Brazilian heist is the largest on record at $69.8 million. The thieves rented a property near the bank, and then over the next few months, they dug a tunnel straight to the vault. They haven't been caught. 7. French vacuum gang. With perhaps one of the most ingenious robbery techniques on this list, the French vacuum gang has been stealing hundreds of thousands of euros from local supermarkets. Still uncaught, they drilled holes into the tubes that employees used to send leftover cash to the store's vault. After drilling the hole, they inserted the vacuum and payday, baby. 6. D.B. Cooper. D.B. Cooper is a name the media used to refer to an unidentified man who hijacked a Boeing 727 mid-flight near Seattle in 1971. He made off with $200,000 in ransom money before parachuting to an unknown fate. The man has never been identified. His media name came from the fact that he purchased his ticket under the name of Dan Cooper. 5. Ted Kaczynski, Unabomber. Prior to being a terrorist, Ted was actually a mathematical prodigy. He was accepted into Harvard at the age of 16 and earned his PhD in math from the University of Michigan. 4. Leonardo Notarbartolo. Leonardo is believed to be the mastermind behind the Antwerp diamond heist in 2003, which was dubbed the heist of the century. He was the only thief to be arrested. He served some time in jail but was then released. The diamonds remained unrecovered, and there is some speculation that Leonardo even allowed himself to be caught. If that's true, he's now a rich man who can't be put back in jail for a crime he already served time for. Pretty clever. 3. Frank William Abagnale Jr. The inspiration behind the movie Catch Me If You Can, Frank is one of the most famous imposters in history. Before his 21st birthday, he had assumed the identity of a pilot, a doctor, and a lawyer. He escaped from police custody twice, once from a taxiing plane, before the government hired him to help them identify forgeries and other crimes. Today, he runs a successful financial fraud company. 2. Charles Manson. If there was ever somebody who most closely embodied the Joker, he just wanted to watch the world burn. Charles Manson would be it. Using his twisted charm, this songwriter from California managed to create the Manson family, a cult with which he hoped to start a massive race war. At the end of the day, he was arrested for numerous murders, but somehow managed to become a pop culture icon while in jail. It sounds like something not even Hollywood could make up. 1. Al Capone. When it comes to public relations, Capone was a master. Up until the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, where his gang murdered 7 members of an opposing gang in broad daylight, he was actually well received by the residents of Chicago. Although his gang name was Scarface, the people called him Robin Hood and cheered when he appeared at ball games. This perception was apparently because of his donations and support of various local charities. Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button in the bottom right so you don't miss out on new ones every Monday through Friday. Share them with your friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these 3 videos here, or just head to our website at list25.com.
That's probably really nothing to be proud of, but still, it's a good thing for the city. So, again, that's a great list. Of course, the main one, Bernie Madoff, Unabomber, and the last 2, Capone and other one. And how about that? That is without question, that isn't that a Three Stooges movie? How you buy the house next door to the bank, and then you dig a tunnel into the bank, and did they do that for Fort Knox, something like that? They were broke, they were trying to get their kid his surgery or something. It's a Three Stooges movie. And they stole $69 million. What? Alright, y'all. So let me know what you guys think. Post your comments down below. If you're mind blown, am I right about the Three Stooges movie and everything? So let me know down in the comment section. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you guys for watching. That will be it for me right now. This is your boy AJ Tripp signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.